Hi, this is chapter 2, the review problem solution presentation. So, we're gonna solve the problem from number 23. This figure shows the manufacturer and then handset and also their plan and operating systems case. A cellular operator needs a database to keep track of each customer, their subscription plan, and the handset mobile phone that they are using. The entity relationship diagram in figure 2-24 illustrates the key entity of interest to the operator and the relationships between them. Based on the figure, answer the following questions and explain the rationale for your response. For each question, identify the element in the entity relationship diagram then you use to determine your answer. Problem A. Can a customer have an unlimited number of plans? Yes. A customer may be responsible for 0, 1, or many plans from above figure. Problem B. Can a customer exist without a plan? Yes. The minimum cardinality of the belongs relationship from the customer to the plan state that a customer may exist without a plan. The minimum cardinality is 0. Is it possible to create a plan without knowing who the customer is? Actually, in this figure, no. The minimum cardinality of both the responsible for and belongs relations between plan and customer state that at least one customer must be related to a plan. Problem D. Does the operator want to limit the type of handset that can be linked to a specific plan type? Yes. The cellular operator requires that a handset that is a particular type and a particular operating system is linked to one plan. That is a particular type of plan. This business rule is to be implemented in this design by indirectly requiring that a plan type has 0 to many plans, and each plan is associated with a certain handset, and each handset is of some handset type. A given plan type is related to handset types through the intermediary entity types in this design. Problem E. Is it possible to maintain data regarding a handset without connecting it to a plan? Yes. The minimum cardinality of the includes relationship between plan and handset state that a handset may be included in 0 or 1 plan. The 0 minimum cardinality means that we can track data about the handset even if it is not connected to a plan. The handset has optional participation in the include relationship with plan. Problem F. Can a handset be associated with multiple plans? No. The minimum cardinality of the includes relationship between plan and handset states that a handset may be included in 0 or 1 plan, not multiple plans. Problem G. Assume a handset type exists that can utilize multiple operating systems. Could this situation be accommodated within the model included in Figure 2-24? Actually, no. The current model shows that a handset type is associated with one and only one operating system. Problem H. Is the company able to track a manufacturer without maintaining information about its handset? Yes. The minimum cardinality of the relationship between manufacturer and handset type indicate that we can track data about a manufacturer even if we have no or zero handset type in our database. Problem I. Can the same operating system be used on multiple handset types? Yes. The minimum cardinality on the relationship between operating system and handset type indicate that an operating system may be used on 0, 1, or many handset types. Problem J. There are two relationships between customer and plan. Explain how they differ. The responsible for relationship is an overall one-to-many relationship between customer and plan. A customer can be responsible for 0, 1, or many plans, yet any one plan will be linked to only one customer for responsibility purposes. The belongs relationship is an overall many-to-many relationship that permits the linking of multiple customers to a single plan, as in the case of family members being part of a particular plan or different plans. Problem K. Characterize the degree and the cardinality of the relationship that connect customer to itself. Explain its meaning. The family member relationship that connect customer to itself has a degree of unity. It permits the track of each family member as a customer. Any customer may be a family member of 0, 1, or many customers. As a family member customer, the customer may be linked to 0 or 1 customer. Problem L. Is it possible to link a handset to a specific customer in a plan with multiple customers? No, this is not possible, according to the current model. However, the current model could be adjusted to create an associated entity to track the particular customer instance with a particular plan instance that is then associated with a particular handset. This suggested extension to the current model also permit a design that will easily extend the database's ability to track additional data about the particular customer instance with a particular plan instance. Problem M. Can the company track a handset without identifying its operating system? No, the minimum cardinality of the relationship between handset type and operating system is 1 and only 1. The minimum of 1 is a mandatory participation for the handset type with the operating system. Problem 24. For each of the description below, perform the following task. Identify the degree and cardinality of the relationship. Express the relationship in each description graphically with an entity relationship diagram. Problem A. A book is identified by its ISBN and it has a title, a price, and the date of publication. It is published by a publisher, each of which has its own ID number and a name. Each book has exactly one publisher, but one publisher typically publishes multiple books over time. Actually, this is a binary relationship, and then also this relationship is one-to-many from publisher to book. So we can draw like this. The book, there are ISBN, identifier, title, price, publish date, and then publisher, publisher ID must be identifier, and then many to one relationship. Cardinality. So book is published by publisher. So from the perspectives of publisher, only one publisher, and then the publisher can publish 0 through many books, and book is published by only one publisher. Problem B. A book, see above in problem A, is written by one or multiple authors. Each author is identified by an author number and has a name and date of birth. Each author has either one or multiple books. In addition, occasionally data are needed also regarding prospective authors who have not yet published any books. This relationship is binary degree relationship, and also this relationship is many-to-many from author to book. You can see from the perspectives of author, 0 through many back book, the author write 0 through many back, and then books. Book is written by author. Actually, there are author number, identifier, name, and date of birth. Also, book has the same attribute. And then problem C. In the context specified above in A and B, further information is needed regarding the relationship between a book and its author. Specifically, it is important to record the percentage of the royalties that belongs to a specific author, whether or not a specific author is a lead author of the book, and each author's position in the sequence of the book's author. This relationship is binary, and also this relationship is many-to-many from author to book. So you can see the book is written by author. There are author number, name, date of birth, and author write book, same attribute. And then important one is many-to-many relationship. So there are associative entity, and then composite identifier, ISBN, and author number. And then non-primary identifier, non-primary attribute must be royalty percentage of royalty and lead author, and then sequence number of author. And then problem D, a book, see problem A above, can be part of a series which is also identified as a book and has its own ISBN number. One book can belong to several sets, and the set consists of at least one but potentially many books. This relationship must be unary. Also, it is also many-to-many relationship. So book, same, ISBN, identifier, title, price, publish date, and book belongs to 0 through many, and also, the books series, there must be at least one book and to the many book. So this solution assumes that series and set are synonymous terminologies. The question does not require that series have any special attribute or distinguished features, so it can be represented in the data model like any other book instance and identified by ISBN. Problem number E. Ebony and Ivory, a piano manufacturer, want to keep track of all the pianos it makes individually. Each piano has an identifying serial number and the manufacturing completion date. Each instrument represents exactly one piano model, all of which have an identification number and a name. In addition, the company wants to maintain information about the designer of the model. Over time, the company often manufactures thousands of pianos of a certain model, and the model design is specified before any single piano exists. These relationships have a degree of binary. These relationships are also one-to-many. So you can see piano, there are serial number and manufacturing completion date, model, ID number, identifier and name, and designer identification number, and then designer name. So designer, design, model, 1 to 0 through many, and also model, have several piano, 0 through many pianos. So from the perspectives of a piano, it must be belongs to only one unique model. Also, the model is designed by only one designer. Problem F. Ebony and Ivory, see problem E above, employ piano technicians who are responsible for inspecting the instrument before they are shipped to the customer. Each piano is inspected by at least 2 technicians identified by their employee number. For each separate inspection, the company needs to record its date and the quality evaluation grade. This relationship is a degree of 2. Binary. So this relationship is many-to-many. So you can see, the piano is inspected by at least 2 technicians. Technician is a employee number. This is identifier. And then the primary composite attribute, serial number, and then employee number, and then non-primary attribute, inspection date, and quality grade. Problem G. The piano technician, see problem F above, have a hierarchy of reporting relationships. Some of them have supervisory responsibilities in addition to their inspection role and have multiple other technicians report to them. The supervisors themselves report to the chief technician of the company. This relationship is a degree of 1. Unary relationship, this relationship is 1 to many. So you can see technician supervised by 0 through 1, chief technician or elder technician, and then technician supervised 0 through many higher rank technicians. Because the chief technician is not represented as a separate entity type, that person does not have a supervisor. This in turn leads to the zero minimum cardinality on the one side of the unary relationships. Problem H. Chiclet Electronics build multiple types of tablet computer. Each type has a type identification number and a name. The key specifications for each type include amount of storage space and display type. The company uses multiple processor types, exactly one of which is used for a specific tablet computer type. Obviously, the same processor can be used in multiple types of tablet. Each processor has a manufacturer and the manufacturer's unique code that identifies it. This relationship is a degree of binary. This relationship is one-to-many relationship. And processor type. So tablet type consists of processor type. You can see there are manufacturer ID number and manufacturing name, and then tablet ID number, and then tablet name and display. So you can see actually in tablet there must be the brain. It must be the processor. So the processor type must be lots of tablet type. And each problem I. Each individual tablet computer manufactured by Chiclet Electronic is identified by the type identification number and the serial number that is unique within the type identification. The vendor wants to maintain information about when each tablet is shipped to a customer. These relationships are a degree of binary. These relationships are one-to-many. If over time, shipment of a tablet computer to multiple customers, example as in a refurbished unit, is possible. The tablet computer customer relationship would become many-to-many, and the ship date attribute would become an attribute of associative relationship. So you can see there are tablet type and customer and tablet computer. Also there are ship date. So tablet ID number and then tablet computer, there are tablet type and then serial number. Important one, shipping date. Problem 24J. Each of the tablet computer type See problem H above has a specific operating system. Each technician the company employs is certified to assemble a specific tablet type operating system combination. The validity of a certification starts on the day the employee passes a certification examination for the combination, and the certification is valid for a specific period of time that varies depending on tablet type operating system combination. So this relationship is a degree of two binary relationship, and then the relationship is many-to-many relationship. So there must be tablet type is certified by technician. So in important one is many-to-many relationship, and certification pass date and certification end date, these are non-primary attribute. And then tablet ID number, and then the technician ID number. Before problem there are employee number. These are composite primary key. Volunteer. So the entity relationship diagram for city V does not, nor does any entity relationship diagram tell us why the cardinality is one-to-many. The more restrictive cardinality for city V could be due to a business rule that they want to maintain only current volunteers, but it could also be due to only tracking the agency for which the volunteer works the most hours of assistance. More detailed discussions would need to be held with the end users to properly document this business rule. Notes should be added to the diagram to depict the appropriate business rule. The entity relationship diagram for city A shows that a volunteer may assist one, none, or several agencies. The native notation used in entity relationship diagram does not show whether membership in a relationship can change, whether a volunteer can change agency, or whether an agency can change its volunteers. Some database management systems can be told whether membership can change or not, and special notation or textual note can be added to an entity relationship diagram to state such business rule. The minimum cardinality next to agency thus address whether a volunteer must always be associated with an agency to exist in the database, but none of cardinality control whether linkage between specific agencies and volunteers can change. More detailed discussions would need to be held with the end users to properly document this business rule. Note should be added to the diagram to depict the appropriate business rule. So, which city maintain data about only those volunteers who currently assist the agency? Actually, it can tell. Also, in any city Would it be possible for a volunteer to assist more than one agency? City A. And then in this city, would it be possible for a volunteer to change which agency or agencies she assists? Can't tell. Figure 2-26 shows a grade report that is mailed to students at the end of each semester. Prepare an entity relationship diagram reflecting the data contained in the grade report. Assume that each course is taught by one instructor. Also, draw this data model using the tool you have been told to use in the course. Explain when you choose for the identifier of each entity type on your entity relationship diagram. In this figure, you can see this is the Millennium College and this is grade report, semester, full semester, and then 2018 year. So name Emily Williams, ID 268300458, campus address 208 Brooks Hall, major information system, course ID IS350, IS465, title database management, title system analysis, instructor name, code and person, instructor location B104, B317, and grade A and B. So we can draw entity relationship diagram. Student ID was chosen as the identifier for the student entity type as it is likely unique. Course ID was chosen as the identifier for the course entity type as it is likely unique. Instructor name was chosen as the identifier for the instructor entity type and it is assumed to be unique. Should discussion during analysis work prove otherwise, it may be wise to create either a composite identifier comprised of instructor name and location, or a new attribute instructor ID that will be a unique number which can serve as an identifier. Latter option would, in practice, be the most likely one. So you can see there are student ID is the identifier, and then course ID identifier, also instructor name. Actually, there is no instructor ID, so there is no the same name. So instructor name is the identifier. So instructor teach 0 through many course, and then course, in course there are 0 through many students, and then the student can register for 0 through many course, so many to many relationship. So there are composite identifier, student ID, and course ID, and then the grade and semester and year. These are non-primary attribute. And then problem 33. Add minimum and maximum cardinality notation to each of the following figure as appropriate. A. Figure 2-5. Actually, you can see there are employee carry dependent. These are weak entity and then partial identifier. And also it is a composite identifier. So you can see like this. Employee carries 0 through many dependent, and dependent also belongs to only just one employee. And then figure 2-10. A. You can see employee ID, name and birth date, and course ID, course title, and multi-value attribute topic. So employee complete course. So the employee complete many course, also course there are many employee. But you can see the Chan complete C4 Java. But you can see the Visual Basic is not completed anybody student. Also in here there must be some student name, employee name, but it is hidden name. So each line represents an instance. So we can draw like this. Employee complete 0 through many course, and course also there are 0 through many employee. And then figure 2-12, all parts. So person is married to employee manage, team stand for, and then employee is assigned to parking space, product contains product, and then student registered for course, and vendor part warehouse, and there are shipping more than unique course. For example, an instance is vendor X supplies part C to warehouse Y with a shipping mode of next day air and the unique cost of $5. So you can see person is married to 0 to 1, team stand after 0 to 1, employee managed 0 to many employee, and employee is supervised by only just one employee. And then the employee is assigned to 0 or 1 parking place. Parking place also assign 0 or 1 employee. Product line contains one through many product, and product must belongs to only just one product line. And then student register 0 through many course there must be 0 through many student. Vendor supplies part, specific part to the specific warehouse. So 1 through many, 1 through many, 1 through many. And then figure 2-13C, item used in assemble bill of material structure, effective date and quantity, and also item has component. So it must be associative entity. And then you can see item is used in assemble 0 through many, and then item has component 0 through many bill of material structure. And then figure 2-14, there are vendor part and warehouse. So there are supply schedule, shipping mode, and unique cost is non-primary attribute, and many-to-many gerund associative case. So it must be like this: vendor and part warehouse 0 through many, and also 0 through many, and 0 through many. This is the correct figure. Cardinality notation. And then problem 34. The is married to relationship in figure 2-12a would seem to have an obvious answer in problem and exercise 2-33d. There is until time plays a role in modeling data. Draw a data model for the person entity type and the is married to relationship for each of the following variation by showing the appropriate cardinalities and including, if necessary, any attribute. A. All we need to know is who a person is currently married to. Is anyone? This is likely when you represented in your answer to problem and exercise 2-33D. And B. We need to know who a person has ever been married to, if anyone. C. We need to know who a person has ever been married to, if anyone, as well as the date of their marriage and the date, if any, of the dissolution of their marriage. So, in usually lots of ordinary country, there are monogamy system, not polygamy. So only just one person can be married to only just one person. So you can see problem A. All we know to know is who a person is currently married to, if anyone. So you can see, is married to 0 or 1. But the problem B, we need to know who a person has ever been married to, if anyone. So somebody married already several times, or somebody is not married, and so forth. And then problem C. So we need to know who a person has ever been married to, if anyone, as well as the date of their marriage and the date, if any, of the dissolution of their marriage. You can see, is married to relationship, marriage date and dissolution date. So we can draw almost same figure, but there are, you can see, the appropriate non-primary attribute. And then D, the same situation as in C, but now assume, which you did not do in C, that the same two people can remarry each other after a dissolution of a prior marriage to each other. So D must be, we can draw like this, the marriage date. So also there are dissolution date. It must be partial identifier, marriage date. And E, in history and even in some culture today, there may be no legal restriction on the number of people to whom one can be currently married. The real answer to part C of the problem exercise handle this situation, or must you make some changes? If so, draw a new entity relationship diagram. Actually, in this case, this solution presumes the marriage date is a partial identifier of the marriage entity. A full composite identifier will include marriage date and the two person IDs involved in the marriage. The solution also assumes that the same two people do not get married, divorced, and remarried on the same date. Adding a marriage time attribute, also a part of the identifier, would permit this situation to be covered by this model. An alternative solution would be to use a surrogate identifier of license number instead of the suggested composite identifier of marriage date and the two-person ID for the marriage entity. Same as E, but important one is the different one. So the solution in 2-34D does not place any restriction on the number of persons to whom any one person is simultaneously married. Third, the 2-34D solution is sufficient in representing the lack of legal restriction regarding the number of marriage partner. But the important one is polygamy system or monogamy system. Usually, almost every country adopt monogamy system, which means one person is married to only one person. Not too many person. Thank you for your listening. I will call it a day. Thank you.